Welcome to the Montessori Family channel. I am Karine, a mom of two and a Montessori teacher. In today's video, we're going to chat about cursive writing. Why Montessori schools teach cursive? It seems a bit out of fashion, outdated, and you will notice that in most schools, preschools, and most letter toys that you may find in shops or books are all written in print. So why do we keep teaching cursive in Montessori schools? So in today's videos, I'm going to explain to you what is cursive, how is it taught in Montessori schools, and what are the benefits of cursive writing. What is cursive? Cursive comes from the Latin word currere, I hope I pronounce it well, and that word means to run. It is a style of writing when all the letters in a word are connected and the pen doesn't lift from the page. It is often called join-up writing. So how does it work in the Montessori classroom? How Montessori prepares children to write in cursive? So in the Montessori classrooms, children practice fine motor skills daily through the Montessori activities, through the practical life activities. They will refine their fine and gross motor skills constantly. And obviously those fine motor skills will be useful for writing. So through the practical life activities, they will refine the arm and shoulders movements, those big circular movements that are useful for writing. So through activities like polishing, wiping the table, pouring and lacing, all those kind of activities that you see usually in the classroom will be useful for writing at a later stage. And all those activities, obviously, you can practice them at home as well. They also used to do everything from left to right and from top to bottom. That's how you display the activities on the table, or you demonstrate the activities you always do from left to right and top to bottom. So obviously, if you were in an Arabic country, if you want to teach Arabic to your children, you may present some of the activities in a different way because you want to teach your children to write the Arabic way or the Japanese way as well. So that would be a different kind of writing, but obviously the Montessori education was developed in Italy, and with our Western alphabet, we do everything from left to right, top to bottom. So there is a specific material that really directly prepares children to form to trace the form of the alphabet before they are even interested into writing the letters. That's called the insets for design or metal inset. So the inset for design material helps the child to master the movements that will be necessary for writing and helps to form the shapes that will be used to form the letters. Also called metal insets, there are 10 flat squares, in each of which rests a different cutout metal shapes, identical to one of the shapes in the geometric cabinet. Each cutout shape or inset is blue and has a small knob at its centers, and each border or frame is pink. So Maria Montessori said, when the child has begun these exercises, he is seized with a desire to continue them, and he never tires of drawing the outlines of the figures and then filling them in. Each child suddenly becomes a possessor of a considerable number of drawings, and he treasures them up in his own little drawer. In this way, he organizes a movement of writing which brings him to the management of the pen. So that really helps the child to master how to hold the pen and how to draw, and later on to write with a pen, holding the pens properly with his fingers. And also, in the classroom you hold so many materials with a 3-finger grip that obviously it's really help children to develop this tripod grip that is so useful to hold a pen. So all of that prepares a child for writing at a later stage without the child knowing it, and with the child just having fun with all the material. And typically you will see that the children in the Montessori classroom will imitate the teachers, will want to write, and they will do that even before they have a desire to read, and they will copy letters and sentences and words before they have even a desire to read. So now, how does it work in schools, in mainstream schools? So here in Europe, many children are taught cursive letters in schools, but generally it doesn't happen until they are 6 years old, because most children in Europe don't go to school until they are 6 years old, or don't have a formal education until they are 6 years old. And before that, it's what we call preschools, and then going to play and be introduced, to drawing and different kind of art activities, but not formal writing. Here in the UK, I can talk about the UK, so I will be interested to have your comments about maybe how it works in North America, because I don't know. But here in the UK, children go to school at 4 years old. As soon as they are 4, they will go in September in school. And they are taught formally how to write from the beginning. So in order to do that at that age when the fine motor skills are not as developed, we teach a simplified writing, a simplified alphabet. So we don't teach cursive at 4 years old. And after that, it's not required in the national curriculum to teach cursive writing. But more and more schools start to teach cursive when the children are like at 9 years old, 10 years old and older. It's still a skill that many schools will encourage, but it's not mandatory within the national curriculum. So now, what are the benefits of cursive writing? You may wonder if the school don't insist on teaching cursive, why Montessori school keep doing that? What are the benefits? What have we found out about cursive writing that is so important for children? And maybe you remember yourself being taught cursive because it was more popular, 20 to 40 years ago. There are lots of benefits of teaching cursive writing to children. It improves fine motor skills and it allows children to write quicker. This also aids learnings because children can take more notes when they learn and listen to the teacher, when they are able to write quickly in cursive. And also the fluidity of writing and pattern creation will help the child to remember the concept. So the fact that they can write in cursive will help them to remember the concept. So there is a connection between the action of writing down and remembering the concept. That's also what we discovered when we teach with the sandpaper letter. The children will remember the sun more easily because they trace the letter. So when you choose some materials to teach the alphabet to your child, or when you start to encourage your child to spell with letters, you can choose cursive letters. And in general, the Montessori sandpaper letters, you will have the option to find the cursive letters. This set of tactile Montessori cursive letters is from Little Star, and it's a good place to start when teaching your child cursive. It's a kind of an alternative to some more official sandpaper letters. It's not sandpaper, the texture here is felt, and I find that some children do prefer felt and kind of react strongly to the sandpaper and find that uncomfortable to touch. So if it's the case, these tactile sandpaper letters are great. Obviously, they're going to absorb through the 5 senses because they're going to touch the letters, and that really help to understand and that really help to remember the sound of the letter. Should you teach your child cursive? So finding materials that is written in cursive might be challenging because print is more easily available. That shouldn't prevent you to teach cursive writing because basically your child can read in print and write in cursive. Both are doable, and it doesn't make the process of writing or reading more complicated to have to read in print and to write in cursive. Obviously, an important point for you would be to be consistent, so maybe to double check what kind of alphabet will be encouraged in the school, what kind of font the school is going to choose. You have also the cursive print and you have the handwriting cursive, what we call the French cursive. So you need to kind of figure out what the school is going to teach to your child. Either if it's a Montessori school, you may be surprised that they teach print. If your child goes to mainstream, you need to check what kind of print they're going to choose, what kind of font they're going to choose. And obviously, if you homeschool, you can decide by yourself what you prefer to do. But it's generally easier to learn cursive when we are younger than to relearn at a later stage. So I hope this video kind of gives you some insight about why it's important to teach cursive and how to do it. And check the blog post below for more links about all the studies I've kind of just slightly talked about, and for more information about Montessori. Thanks for watching and see you next time.